In September of 1999, the world of professional skateboarding would be changed forever after Activision released the groundbreaking video game, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. This exciting new game brought the underground world of skating to the forefront of American popular culture. Teens and young adults everywhere were snatching up every skate video they could find. Jackass co-creator Spike Jonze described skateboarding culture at the time this way, quote, "In the late 80s and early 90s, no one cared about skateboarders. There was no internet, no other way to communicate, so everyone just made their own videos, and that's how skateboarding communicated with itself." That same year, a brilliant young skateboarder would cash in on the massive interest in skate culture by creating his own series of films, consisting of skating, over-the-top stunts, and hilarious pranks. Today we're looking back at the history of Jackass. Originating in the early 2000s, the popular MTV series developed into a global phenomenon. But sadly, their meteoric rise to success was also marred by addiction and tragedy. Before we begin, if you're new here, be sure to hit the subscribe button with notifications on so you don't miss more deep dives just like this one, and breaking news and updates about your favorite musicians and more. Bam Margera and his ragtag group of friends in Westchester, Pennsylvania, began working on the CKY series, ultimately producing 4 films. The CKY videos became an overnight phenomenon, quickly garnering the attention of MTV, who wanted to develop the concept into a television series. The CKY videos, with Bam directing, were some of the earliest renditions of vlogging or viral video content ever produced, and MTV was ready to cash in. Thousands of miles away from Westchester in Los Angeles, a young skateboarding magazine editor named Jeff Tremaine met up with a struggling actor named Johnny Knoxville. The duo began filming various pranks for Big Brother, a popular skateboarding magazine at the time. The scenes would also feature future cast members like Wee Man and Chris Pontius. Tony Hawk described the Big Brother magazine Tremaine worked at as, quote, "the rawest and funniest magazine out there. Beyond just skateboarding, the articles were dense with sarcasm, shock, and vulgarities. Skaters ate it up." Like many skateboarding fans, Tremaine saw Bam's CKY videos and decided to fly him out to Los Angeles for a meeting. Tremaine, Knoxville, and Spike Jonze were planning a hidden camera series and felt that Bam and his CKY crew would be a perfect fit. Early production would begin on the series, which had yet to find a home with the network. Tremaine filmed demos of the stunts and pranks to pitch to various networks. The series initially attracted strong interest from Saturday Night Live, who hoped to feature the stunts as a recurring segment on the show. Shortly after that, MTV and Comedy Central would also show interest in the series, with MTV ultimately winning a bidding war between the 3 parties. MTV agreed to give Tremaine, Knoxville, and Jonze a weekly television show that included creative control and producer credits. Around the same time, a man in Florida who went by the name Steve-O and worked as a clown in a flea market reached out to Jeff Tremaine in hopes of being featured in Big Brother magazine. Steve-O said, quote, "I made it my mission to track those guys down. My attitude was, nobody needed to like me, they just needed to put me in the magazine." Tremaine asked Steve-O to submit clips of his stunts for the Jackass series. Unfortunately, the stunts were too over the top for cable television. Steve-O added, quote, "Jeff told me to put together all the video footage I had and send it in. A little while later, he told me not a single clip cleared MTV. We weren't allowed to play with fire, and I was always on fire. We weren't allowed to jump off stuff higher than a certain height, and I was always on fire and jumping off stuff from too high. So my first thought was, what kind of pussy-ass show is this?" The show premiered on Sunday, October 1st, 2000, and was a massive success for MTV. The first episode of Jackass would reach an all-time ratings high for the network on Sunday nights. Jackass star Johnny Knoxville would grace the cover of Rolling Stone magazine shortly thereafter. The breakout success of the series impacted cast members differently. Director Jeff Tremaine said, "Were some people handling success better than others? Yeah, definitely. Steve-O was all about fame. He wanted it so bad. Whereas Pontius could give 2 shits, he didn't change at all. And Bam was already kind of like a little celebrity in his world. Margera, still in school at the time, struggled to adjust to the newfound attention from his classmates. He said, "Like a light switch, overnight I was the most popular kid in school. It was so fake to me that I couldn't take it anymore, so I left. Everybody who wouldn't even give me the time of day, now they want to be my best friend?" Despite the runaway success of the Jackass series, the series would become highly politicized after a number of fan imitations led to severe injuries. MTV would significantly reduce the promotion of the show. This infuriated Jackass star Johnny Knoxville. Quote, "I felt that we couldn't do a watered-down version of the show, so I quit. In hindsight, I don't know how smart of a move that was, because who did I think I was? I hadn't had any action in 10 years in Hollywood, and suddenly we have a hit show and I quit?" Shortly after quitting, Johnny Knoxville would be lured back to MTV with the promise of a major motion picture under the Jackass banner. Production would begin shortly thereafter and would release in October of 2002. The film was a runaway success, generating $23 million in the opening weekend. While the Jackass crew had reached the mountaintop of success, things were spiraling out of control behind the scenes.
This is a Chardonnay.
I will tell you, bitch.
Hey, easy, man. We gotta finish the segment. All right. Hold on. Steve, hold on. Steve, I'm all right.
On one occasion, Steve-O was forcibly removed from MTV studios due to his erratic behavior and substance abuse issues. Jeff Tremaine said, "Steve-O was spinning off his rails. We were starting to lose him to drugs, alcohol and drugs." His castmates grew concerned. Johnny Knoxville said, "He was honestly getting pretty close to death. We would have to sit him down and say, 'You've got to cool it.' We had to have a talk with him for putting a hit out on one of the guys that works at Jackass World. I was like, 'Steve-O, you've got to quit putting hits out. Please stop that.' Steve-O wouldn't hurt a fly, but he was off his nutter then. Most of the time, that fell on deaf ears, until the last time, when we took him to the psych ward." Tremaine added, "We went over and didn't negotiate with him at all. I didn't think it was going to work, but we had to at least get him to the hospital. I never fully believed he'd get sober. His heroes were all crash and burn like Motley Crue. He worshipped them when they were at their worst and disrespected them for getting sober. Thankfully, Steve-O was able to get sober and has maintained his sobriety to this day." For other cast members, the stunt's high-risk nature would lead to frequent injuries and later, dependence on pain pills. Jackass cast member Rab himself said, quote, "If you got hurt, you were like, 'Oh, I can just take a pill for that,' and you justify it's a painkiller. 'I'm in pain, I broke my ankle, I need this.' And then you justify it to yourself if you broke your arm. You'd need another painkiller too. And before you know it, you're just so caught up in it. Then what happens is people are like, 'Rob, you have a drinking problem. You're doing too many drugs,' and you're like, 'I'm not as bad as this person,' and you're surrounded by a bunch of drug addicts and alcoholics, and you're just pointing the fingers at each other." He added, "I had to pull out of Jackass stuff. I didn't do the second and third movie. I got paranoid about friends, and I got darker into drugs and drinking and wanting to be alone. I'd end up alone in my condo just doing drugs and drinking, and just not wanting to be around anybody." For Jackass star Bam Margera, his struggle with alcohol would develop into an intense addiction. In an appearance on VH1 series Family Therapy, he said, quote, "My first drink I was 21, and I never drank before that. When I really started drinking, I was probably 24, 25. It just slowly became waking up and sipping on a drink as soon as I got up. One is too many, but 1,000 is never enough." In 2011, tragedy would shock the Jackass world.
We're learning more this morning about the accident that killed reality TV star Ryan Dunn.
Ryan Dunn, one of the stars of MTV's Jackass, died in a car accident early Monday morning, the Associated Press reported.
On June 20th, 2011, fans were shocked to learn of Jackass and MTV star Ryan Dunn's passing. At approximately 3:30 a.m. that morning, Dunn and a friend, who also worked as a production assistant on the second Jackass film, were returning home from a Westchester bar when his vehicle veered off the road, killing both occupants of the car. Bam Margera was devastated by the loss of his best friend. The loss of Margera's dear friend would lead him into a spiral of addiction. In a 2019 interview with Dr. Phil, Bam's mother April said the loss of his friend really exacerbated his addiction. Margera would seek treatment for his substance abuse issues on multiple occasions before resurfacing in early 2021 with a series of disturbing social media posts. With the Jackass franchise being revived once again for a new film, which has reportedly been in production since early 2020, Bam took to social media to claim he was fired from the film. He would upload a series of disturbing videos online, admitting he had consumed alcohol before filming one of the videos. Bam encouraged his fans to boycott the movie for excluding him. He also claimed that the film studio required him to submit to urine tests and managed his medication as a condition of participation in the movie. He said, "Who the fuck cares if I'm drunk as hell or not anymore? Jackass has put me through fucking hell on wheels for the past year and a half." According to a report from Variety, Bam's castmates and friends have been trying to get him back into rehab. The new Jackass movie is scheduled to be released in September of 2021, with no response from the cast about whether Bam would have any involvement. To date, multiple cast members have successfully gotten sober, including Steve-O, who was thought to have the most serious substance abuse issue. Celebrity and success can lead to a life of addiction and excess, and sadly, this seems to be a recurring theme with the cast of Jackass, something fans have dubbed the Jackass curse. That's all for now. Thanks for joining us today at Rockfeed. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss more deep dives just like this one and breaking news and updates about your favorite musicians. You can also check out one of these recommended videos.